I didn't want to take the vaccine, but I took it. Millions of other people didn't want to take the vaccine, but we took it. Why? Because there was a mandate that was that was handed down. And if we weren't willing to meet that mandate, our jobs, our livelihoods,
so
if not compromised in a very significant way, would be completely stripped from us.
And?
But there were others who had the courage to say, bump that.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's a saying, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And Stephen A., you basically broke it down. You would rather live on your knees. And so many Americans said, fuck that. I'll die on my feet. But I'm not taking that goddamn shot. And a lot of us paid the ultimate price. A lot of us lost our jobs. A lot of us, you know, our marriages, we lost our marriages because of financial reasons. The stress and the strain that it brought on us. A lot of people lost family members. A lot of people, pensions were wiped out, and we're starting all over. A lot of us have mental issues. Me, myself, I have mental issues because of that shit. But I didn't take that fucking shot. A lot of us lied. A lot of us got religious exceptions, but we was not going to take that shot. Something wasn't right about that shot. But you know, a lot of us Gen Xers, a lot of us went to church, and it was giving us mark of the beast vibes. And this is what is letting me know that there are still men and women who are willing to die on their feet than take the mark of the beast. And clap it up for you guys, because somewhere down the line, this has been a test situation, and a lot of us won. A lot of us passed this test, but a lot of you motherfuckers failed. So this shit is going to happen again, and we see who the ones are going to die on their feet and live on their knees just for a goddamn bowl of rice. Congratulations, Stephen A. And all the other people who took that shot. You played yourself. Who knows what's coming down the line for you motherfuckers for taking that goddamn funky ass shot? Who knows? While Fauci is living high off the fucking hill. $500,000 pension.
Y'all see they're saying that COVID is one of the largest genocides in history, and us getting that COVID vaccine was a risk to our health. It's causing cancer, heart problems. And I remember I got that vaccine as well. And I remember, I don't know if it was like maybe a year, 2 years later, I went to my doctor because I was having heart palpitations, and I could literally feel my heart in my chest, like beating out of my chest differently. So I went to my regular doctor, and my doctor asked me, did you get the vaccine? And I was like, yeah, I got it. And she was like, that might be one of your causes. So she referred me to a cardiologist, and my cardiologist said the same thing. Did you get vaccinated? And I was like, yes. And I had irregular heartbeats, and he wanted to put me on some heart medication, which I declined because I didn't want to be on any more medications. But they said that it probably came from the COVID vaccine. And that senator up there asked Fauci, he said, do you even want to apologize? And he said he wanted to exercise his Fifth Amendment. He couldn't even say, so he didn't want to say anything. But I think that is messed up that he fooled all these people, even killed people because of that big COVID lie. That's messed up.
I wish I had never taken that COVID vaccine. It was a scare tactic anyway, the more I think about it, because back when COVID-19 came out, we was all upset and scared, didn't know what to do. And when it came a time where everybody could go back to work and you had to go to work, you couldn't stay at home anymore, my mom agreed to come in and live with us to take care of the kids. So one of our kids didn't have to go to school, and the other one didn't have to go to daycare, because they said if you could have a way to keep your kids at home so they wouldn't run the risk of being exposed, that was the best thing to do. And also at the same time, if you're around elderly people, which my mom was over 80 then, that you would have to take the vaccine, especially when you went to work around a whole bunch of people you might be exposed to. You don't want to give it to any elderly people. So it was a scare tactic. But as I can reflect back, because I even had to have a procedure done with my thyroid where my husband couldn't go because they only allowed you to go in. As you know, you couldn't have people going in with you when all this COVID was going on. So they actually had to get a sample out from my thyroid and stuck a needle in my throat this long, and I didn't have anybody there but me. I was terrified, and I was in a lot of pain, but I had to drive there by myself and come home by myself. But when I finally went to my doctor, after we got the results back, thank God for the thyroid was not cancerous, I asked her what she felt about that vaccine. At this time, me and my husband had already taken it, but she said she advised none of her patients to take that vaccine because it was not enough research done on it. That was one thing. And she said, what better antibodies could your body have than to catch the COVID, and your body will build up natural antibodies to fight it off. She also informed me that only one of her patients had passed away from COVID because the scare tactic was that the doctors were going to keep unalive you and put you on ventilators, and they didn't know what they were doing. And she said she had things to treat COVID with. That was another thing. Well, fast forward, when I think about it, and I think she felt some way about everything that was going on because she's no longer practicing anymore. I had to find another doctor, and she's doing missionary work. So with all this stuff going on, it just doesn't surprise me that it was a hoax, and the government now is always trying to cover things up. And they were asking the man behind this COVID stuff to at least apologize because he knew it wasn't enough information given on it, and a lot of people could be affected by it, by catching cancer and diabetes. He said he wasn't gonna say he was sorry for nothing.
And I guess I gotta be the only one to admit this. Ever since I took that COVID shot all them years ago, my body never felt the same. It's like when I had got the first shot, my body started tweaking a little bit.
And my dumb behind went and got the second one that went with it.
And all these years later, and my body just really be tripping. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I just hope I make it out, y'all.
To be honest, I blame Georgia Southern because they was handing out $50 at the time and I was young, so I just wanted free money.
And some of y'all dumbasses went and got it. Oh, I ain't finna be sick. That shit was the flu with a little extra seasoning on it. And y'all fucking fell for it. Mom, if you watching, you fell for that shit too. And daddy. I was supposed to be on Wildin' Out like 4 seasons ago. When they did that shit, they said you gotta come in, you gotta have a vaccine shot and proof. I forged mine. And got caught. You think I'm finna let a motherfucker put some shit in me? I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't believe this shit, pussy. Y'all dumb asses believing anything on the news. Y'all ain't got it by now. They lie to us all the time. Jesus was black. Stop believing everything y'all fucking see on the internet. Cause they be lying.
Congratulations to all the people that didn't get the COVID vaccine. I got the COVID vaccine. I even got the booster because of my father. My father made me, my brother, and my mom get the COVID vaccine. And even then, this is back like 2021, I remember thinking in my head like, bro, like, this shit don't make sense. What is the vaccine for? You get the vaccine and you can still get COVID? That shit makes zero sense. So if you didn't take it, people call you crazy if you were anti-vaccine. Now look at you. I bet you're real happy. I bet you're real proud of yourself. Congratulations. I want to know what they put in my body.
Oh, how good does it feel to be right? You are all sheep who cower and follow the flock to your doom.
I had to get the shot to feed my family. If I didn't, they wouldn't let us work. During the lockdown, we all depleted our savings. So, risk my health or my family doesn't have a roof over their head or food in their bellies? Yeah, that's no choice at all. No, you don't get to play that card. Because how many of you, after getting that shot, then villainize those who didn't? Saying that we were crazy, that we were putting the general population health at risk, even murdering the elderly. How dare we critically think and question those in authority? No, you are the hypocrite. You, by directly participating in the fear-mongering and the peer pressuring, have directly put the lives of millions at risk, murdering some as well. You are part of the problem. You are a cog in the death machine. You are the villain. I'm sorry, why do you not seem to care? Oh, I got the shot knowing it was complete bullcrap. I just wanted to travel. And if you shave off 5 years, I don't even like really being here that much. So kind of a win-win for me.
So since we're all talking about the vaccine and Fauci, let's talk about during COVID how I was almost about to graduate college. I had 1 semester left and I was taking this math class. And the whole entire semester I was online, and I was purposely online because I did not want to get the vaccine. So I was told, if you take all online classes, you'll be fine. You don't have to get it. It comes time for my final, and my math teacher tells all of us that we have to take our final on campus. Now, I started emailing back and forth with my professor, telling them, hey, I don't understand this because this is an online class, and I was told that I wouldn't have to get the vaccine. And she tells me, well, that's too bad. You have to get the vaccine to be on campus, and we're taking the final on campus. So I had to drop that class, and I dropped out of college and never went back. Yeah, so that's my COVID story.
Because I think I'm genuinely shocked that, I guess at this point, people are still standing 10 toes down like anyone for Anthony Fauci. I'm gonna make this my last video about it. And I know, like, probably a lost cause at this point. But I'm just gonna lay out some facts as someone who experienced it on the front line firsthand. Worked directly with COVID patients during the peak of it in New York City and also in Delaware, so 2 different states, 2 different hospitals. And I'm just gonna lay out some facts of my experience. I really don't like talking about it because honestly it was a lot of terrible things, but I'm just gonna lay out some facts for people that seem to be like still somehow questioning that, think that Anthony Fauci followed science. So here we go. So one thing that was never talked about in the media is it was extremely few and far between patients we had that were very sick with COVID that had no other comorbidities, whether it be obesity, high blood pressure. Most of the patients I saw that were very sick had comorbidities of some kind. A lot of the stories on the news that were highlighted were the few and far between young person that ended up getting really sick and dying. That was not the typical patient. To say a vaccine is 100% effective with no long-term research, let's just think logically, people, is not accurate. We still don't know the long-term side effects from the COVID vaccine because it hasn't been studied enough. It also was not 100% effective because I got the vaccine, unfortunately, had to, because I would have been fired from my job. And for every person that's a nurse that then tries to sit there and be like, no, you could find places where you couldn't. Okay, during a pandemic, it's diabolical, okay? So let's not go there. And let's not even talk about how gaslit you were by your fellow employees, like you're a terrible person and you don't believe in science or whatever because you don't want to get a vaccine. There was a board of people at hospitals that decided, we don't know who, but that decided whose vaccine excuse was good enough and whose wasn't. I had a friend that had a known heart condition and her cardiologist wrote her a letter excusing her from it. And it was declined and she was fired. And I have another friend that wrote a religious exemption and hers was accepted and she still has her job. So please tell me how that's okay. And it's okay to force people to get a vaccine with no research of long-term side effects, or they'll lose their job while also working on the front line of a pandemic, of a disease that we know nothing about. The treatments, objectively, made patients worse. We were treating patients with antivirals and steroids. And as a result of the steroids, their blood sugar was out of control. And just objectively, from what I saw, like the things we were treating them with were not helping. And You couldn't say anything. Doctors' licenses were threatened for saying anything bad about the vaccine. Yep. Letters in the mail from the medical board. If you say anything bad about the vaccine, your license was threatened to be taken away. By gaslighting people to get a vaccine, by, you know, telling them they're a good person, yada, yada, etc., he actually is doing exactly just what the liberals all hate, which is an elitist, making money by taking advantage of people's vulnerabilities. Yep. Oh, but he didn't know any better. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Read his diary and also look at clips of him. There's a clip of him. I mean, you can look all of this up. This is all factual. Plus, I also saw it with my own 2 eyes. You can see. Sorry. Doctors did in fact judge people that didn't get the vaccine. I heard a doctor one time. I was coming out of a COVID patient's room. He was having a goals of care conversation. So the guy was very sick, and the doctor said to him, quote, I quote, "You wouldn't be dying right now if you got the vaccine." Proof that Anthony Fauci did know better. He would have absolutely no problem if he followed the science. He would not have to plead the fifth for every single question he was asked about COVID. Because if he had nothing to hide and he did his best that he could at the time with the information he had, he would have no problem telling the truth. Now, I know there's still going to be some people that support him, and honestly at this point, you got your own issues, but this man is pure evil. He is everything that people on the left hate. He's an absolute elitist. He only cares about himself. He made himself famous at the expense of the suffering of other people and taking advantage of the vulnerabilities of other people and taking advantage of his power as a doctor and using it to be manipulative when he knew better. That's what I don't think people are getting through their head, and you have no idea how much it affected those of us that worked on the front line of it and could see it at the time. But, we're being told by the lead doctor in our country, do you know how messed up that is? Anyone that still supports this man at this point, there's something probably wrong with you. But those are the realities, and I'm done talking about COVID, and I hope Anthony Fauci gets some sort of punishment for the insurmountable amount of damage he caused to people in this country. So